Well, good afternoon. It's good to see you guys again. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Great, great, great. Well, I'm glad that we can come together again today because I want to talk a little bit about what we left off with on last week. Can you tell me a little bit more about how you feel about what has been going on between you and your son as it relates to the finances and your heart about everything?
I see it to be the same thing. I see it to be that he is still being very irresponsible with his money. I don't see him setting the right image he should, being a single father living in here, and he's still continuing to be very wasteful with his funds and irresponsible. They live in the home with me. Yes, he works, but he's wasting his money, running up behind these fast-tailed girls. You should be here taking care of your son.
Well, tell me, how do you feel about your mother feeling like you waste your money?
I'm disappointed. I'm sad she feels that that's the way I'm doing it. But what I think I'm doing is, I think that my son needs like a mom and that sort of thing. So, I mean, I think it's important to spend some of my time being out, and maybe meeting somebody and that sort of thing. And I don't think that you like the fact that I'm going out and doing that kind of
Well,
stuff.
I think you're moving too fast.
Okay,
His mom just passed away a year ago. And I just believe that instead of you focusing on making sure that he's okay, you're wasting money. And the money that you're spending on these girls, you could be somewhere finding your own apartment or place, a roof to put over his head, yet and still you're still living with me.
So can you tell me this? Can you explain so that, look at your son and help him to understand a little bit more about what you mean when you say that you're wasting your money?
So he has a great job, which you do. And he just got a manager's position.
Okay.
But yet and still, he lives with me.
Yeah, but I mean, part of that is because I do think that my son needs, it's best when a kid has a male and a female in the house, and I think he loves you so much and you're so good with him. And like, if I'm in a house with him, I work all the time, there's gonna be more downtime, there's gonna be a babysitter, that babysitter, I mean, who knows what's going on with that babysitter. I trust my, I know what you're gonna be doing.
So you said that he's wasting his money. So now let's go from there. When you all have a conversation about him wasting his money, what does he generally say?
Get an attitude, tell me that it's his money.
It's my money to do what I need to be doing with it, and I don't think it's a
But
waste
if
of
I
time
still
to go
see
on
you
a
as your
date.
mother to be irresponsible, I'm still watching you as your parent. I did not raise you to be that way.
To her, irresponsible is not to spend any of the money, to put it all in the bank and.
So tell me this, when she says to you that you've been irresponsible and wasting your money, then what is your response to that?
What do I think of it?
Yeah, what do you think about it? As well as, what do you say to her when she says to you?
I don't think
that
it's
you're
fair.
irresponsible?
I honestly, I feel a little bit hurt when she says that, and I get frustrated because I feel like I'm actually doing a pretty good job with my money. I mean, every once in a while, I get stressed out and I might spend money on things to relax a little bit, but everybody's made a little differently, She's impervious to that stuff. She can just power through stuff. Every once in a while, I need to just kick back and relax and have some fun.
Okay, so when she says to you that you are wasting money, what do you say to her, or how do you feel
I
about
tell her to
that?
get off my back.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I'm watching him not prepare for his future. I am not going to be
You
around.
just
forever.
said how I'm doing so well in my job.
You are doing well in your job,
This
but
is
what
it.
difference?
See, I don't understand.
But what
Like,
difference
she
does
says
it make
one
to
thing
make?
one minute, one thing the other. I don't know how to make it.
What difference does it make, son, if you're making that much money and you can't even provide a roof over your own child's head? I don't see where you're putting any money aside.
You don't know everything that's going on with my money.
Okay, so let's go back, because this is what I've seen. I watched that both of you are talking to one another, but not listening to what the other person has said. So this is what I'm gonna ask, so that we can get a clear picture of what happens in terms of the whole process of when you talk with him about the money. Because what I just witnessed, I didn't see you guys really talking to one another. So let's look at an
I
opportunity
just
to
get
see.
so frustrated. I
Okay.
can't even think. I
Okay.
just, all I see, I feel red, and I feel like I just wanna.
Because I want
Okay.
what's best for you.
Okay, so therefore, wait one second. So this is what happens. You asked him, you talked to him about him wasting his money. Then you get upset about her saying you're wasting your money. So therefore, when you get upset about her saying that to you, then what do you say once he gets upset?
I just tell him he's not listening to me.
Okay,
She says it
so,
over and over again, as if that's gonna change my mind.
so now.
Well, I'm hoping because I did not raise you to be that way. You saw how hard I had to work
She
to
does
raise you.
Over and over again.
So I understand what you're saying, and I understand what you're saying. So let's look at what is going on with the whole process. You talk to him about you
He's a
wasting.
spoiled brat is what he is, and
your-
that's probably my
One minute she's saying how I'm so
spoiled.
responsible, and now I'm a spoiled brat.
You are.
So
You still are
therefore,
right here with your mama. That's
Okay.
my fault.
So let's look at this. Let's go back because we want to look at this so that we can see the whole process. You get angry with him wasting money. He gets angry with you for you saying that he's wasted his money. So then when he gets angry with you, then you say, what do you do at that point?
Sometimes I just walk off and just go to my room.
So if you walk off and go to your room, now.
Because there's no need. That's
So,
when he acts
I
like
agree.
his,
There's
that's
no
when he
need.
acts like
It's
his dad.
completely
Okay.
That's when he acts like his
So
dad
let
because
me
he
ask
acts
you
down.
She ran out of our
So-
house.
So when you walk into your room, or you said sometimes she's run out of the house.
Yeah,
Okay, so therefore, if you go to your room or you run out of the house, what do you do when she does that?
I'm glad that I feel relief. I
Okay.
can breathe again.
All right, so at that point, do you feel like anything is solved when you
No,
feel relieved?
nothing's
Okay,
solved.
so do you feel that things are solved once he feels relieved?
No, but he's not listening.
Okay, so let's look at what has just happened. You just said that you get upset with him and you talk with him about the fact that he's wasting his money. He says to you, he's angry because you're feeling this way, and he feels that according to what you
I
just
don't think
said.
it's fair.
Let me just wait one moment.
Okay.
This is what you're saying. You're saying to me that when she says this to you, you feel angry and you feel like she doesn't know everything about the finances
That's
and the
right.
things that you do with your money. So then when you all have a conversation, then you go back and you talk to him and you get angry because he's now being angry with you. Now you're angry with him, and you either leave the house or you go to your room.
Well,
Now, when
sometimes
you,
I don't want my grandson to hear it.
I understand that. So you leave the house or you go to your room, and when you do that, then he's relieved. Now he's relieved. Now what do you do at that point when you're relieved about her leaving?
Well, it depends if my son's around or not. If
Okay.
my son's there, then I feel guilty for yelling in front of him and
Okay.
kind of spend time trying to make up for that. I mean, I know that doesn't make any sense, but that's sort of what I do.
All right. So then therefore, the next interaction that you guys have, what do you say to him?
I don't say anything to him. I just talk to my grandson.
Okay. So now, at this point, now it's the silent treatment. Is
Which I
what you're
like.
saying?
I don't talk to her either.
Okay, so now you're not talking to her. So did you hear what that says? So when, at some point, somebody's talking to someone, so you've gotten silent, and
Yeah,
and
because
as a
you know when he-
response,
you know when he
as a
talks to me?
response, wait one moment, as a response of you being silent, now he's silent, and now both of you happy that you're silent.
He's silent until he want me to keep my grandson so he can go on another date. He can find his words then,
Okay,
can't you? When you're ready to go out on your date, you want to talk to mommy then.
That
Then it's
we
mommy,
do
I'm
begin
sorry.
talking again.
okay, so
Yeah.
so is that typically how you start talking again? Is when he wants to go out?
Right, because
Is that true?
Then he comes and says, Mom, I'm sorry, Mom. I know that you're right. I'm going to do better, and I'm going to work on it. And then I believe him because he's my son, and I love him, and he doesn't see. I just want what's best for him. I understand that it was hard, when, he lost his, fiance, and my grandson's mother. I understand that. And I brought them in here so they would feel that love and have the family, but he still has, I believe, an expectation as a father to do some things and still be able to provide. I don't want to be a crutch for you to where he never goes out and fully lives his life again.
Okay, so I want to say this to you both, so that you can have an opportunity to see what you've told me so far, because I need to understand what happens in the end of this. So therefore, you speak with him about him wasting money. He feels like you don't know everything that he does with his money, but he does feel like being here under the roof with you, that his son now has someone that loves him and cares for him. He wants to be able to be with someone else because he wants to be in a relationship. So therefore, when you talk with him about him wasting money, he gets angry about that, and then in turn, you get angry as well. Once you get angry, you either leave. Am I correct with that? You either leave or go to your room. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. Now, once she leaves or goes to her room, according to you, you said you're happy because of that. And if your son hears it, then you want to make certain that he understands what has happened, and then you feel guilty about what has happened. At that point, you all are both silent until, if I understand correctly, until you want to go on a date. Is that correct?
So I need something from her, yeah.
Okay, so when, as soon as you need something from her, then so that's when you come in, and then do you supply what he needs?
Of course I do, because I'm his mother, and I'm always gonna love and support him.
Okay, so
And your mom's
then-
grandmother.
so then you're the mother and the grandmother,
Yes.
and you supply it. So then when she ends up, now you all were not even speaking to one another, but when she ends up supplying that thing which you need, at that point, tell me, what do you do from that point?
Depends. I mean, if she's not in my business, I end up feeling grateful again and guilty for causing her heartache. But then she gets in my business again, and then I don't feel guilty anymore. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Okay, yes, it makes sense. So you're telling me, if I understand you correctly, you're saying that you feel grateful that she's helping you, but then you feel angry again because she's in your business again.
I'm
Once
not
she
in
gets
my
back in my
business.
business again.
I'm
Yes.
not really in his business. I'm trying to give him guidance.
Okay,
I'm still your mother, and you're not gonna disrespect me.
I don't. Have you heard any disrespect?
this is the thing that I'm hearing from the both of you. You're trying not to be disrespected, and then when it comes to her being in your business, according to what you say, then that makes you angry. But it makes her angry when she feels that you're not doing a good job of taking care of your son and doing a good job of being a good parent for your son. So that makes you angry, but it also makes her angry. So in that process, have the both of you had an opportunity to see that you guys get back to the same point every time? That's why, if you've not heard what I was saying, I purposely said things over and over again, because I don't know if you're seeing the cycle of what you're going through. You get angry, and it's the same conversation over and over. She gets
It is the
angry.
same
It's the same
conversation over and
conversation.
Because you're not making any changes.
Because there aren't need to make changes.
So
Look at my
you're
son.
gonna
I'll show you a
live-
picture of my son. My son
Are
is
you gonna
doing
live with
really
me?
well.
Are you gonna live with me forever?
No, once I meet a woman, then we'll get our own place.
Okay, so then therefore, this is the thing. I think that when we see that you get angry and you speak with him, and then you get angry because she's spoken to you about what is concerning her, the question then becomes, do you see that you all go through the same process every time, but nothing is resolved? So
That is
therefore,
true.
there is nothing that has been resolved, because once she gets angry, once you get angry, you both have a cooling off period. You both go your separate ways, and when you come back, you never really deal with the issue at hand, and that is the fact that she feels like you're not doing a good job of being a good steward of your finances, and you're still saying, but you don't know all
She
about
don't think I'm doing
finances.
good at
So this is the thing, though.
That's not true.
If that is the case, what about the two of you being able to realize that you are getting to the same point each and every time, but each and every time you cool off, you come back together, you don't resolve anything, but then you go back at it the minute there's a question about your finances. So in the process, what I'm seeing, and I don't know if you see the same thing, do you not see that each and every time you go back to, once the subject is broached about the finances and being a good steward of your money, once that subject is brought up, then you all bets are off.
It's true. Every time we talk about it, it's always when we're already heated and angry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I would maybe be One reason I was okay with coming here was I was thinking maybe we could both be calm and talk about it.
That's true. Me
So with all of that said, what is it, when you see this whole cycle of what you're doing each and every time, what do you see that you can do differently?
I don't know, maybe I can back off a little bit, but I don't know. I can try.
And what do you see?
Well, I get upset because I don't think she really has enough information to make decisions, and if we can talk without getting angry, maybe I can
So, but,
give her more information. I think if she knew where I was coming from, she wouldn't jump to these conclusions. Does that make sense?
so in the end, we see that you guys are dealing with the same situations over and over again because you get to the
It's all
same
reactions.
point.
We're all reacting all the
Everyone
time.
is reacting to everything, and at the end of the day, you still come back together, but you don't come back together to deal with the issues at hand.
Okay.
So, we look forward to being able to have our next meeting, and in the meantime, we want to make sure that you both have an opportunity to see when you're going through the same cycle, because is that working for you?
No.
No.
Is it working for
No.
you? Okay, so you see it's not working for you, and
Can't even
then,
handle talk about it. Like my stomach's so tight and stuff.
I understand that, I understand. So therefore, we want you to both to be able to look and see what is going on over and over again. We'll
Okay.
talk with you at our next session, and we're gonna find out how things have gone.
Okay.
Is that fair enough?
Fair enough.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.